The week started off with the continuation of farming boss materials for all the 4 stars, the first one being this guy. The boss itself dies in like 10 seconds, so it really wasn't that hard, except for the amazing 20 FPS drops I get when the boss spawns and dies. Blame my PC. I then went off to collect realm coins, friendship points, and buy transient resin for the week. The next day was farming the triangle robot boss, which was a piece of cake. But then I had to fight the Icewind Sweet boss again, for the other variation of the boss drop. I swear, it's so annoying that I have to talk with the stupid NPC every single time I want to challenge the boss. Just make it a once per session thing or something. Wednesday announced the start of a new banner, and I tested out Lohen after skimming through the kit description. I have absolutely no idea how it works, but you gotta admit, the burst looks insane, in a literal sense too. Of course, we can't forget Mavwika, my biggest regret of not pulling. This marks the 3rd banner since she first released, and here I am, skipping again. I had the most fun I could riding a bike, since I'm probably never getting her, so it's about the best I can do for now. She looks so cool, but I just can't cave. The guarantee will definitely save me some pain in Snejnaya. Now for whatever reason, I felt bored and pulled once on the banner, expecting some miracle luck like Farina's banner. And I ended up with a C3 Bennett, which is useless, so I'm not even gonna bother activating it. I proceeded to do that day's share of boss farming and decimated the Cryo Regisvine. It's weak, and I can break the shield and just stand while it dies to Anefa and Columbina. I claimed more realm coins and moved on to the next day. I actually have to farm the Electro Hypostasis twice since 2 characters need it. And wow, the older bosses were so easy to kill. 1 Skerk burst and it's pretty much overkill. Then I can use Charlotte to break the little crystal fragments, and oh my gosh, why didn't I use Cryo to break the fragments? It's way faster than Pyro. I tried the event next and it wasn't bad. I'm miserable at dodging and parrying, so it's sort of frustrating for me, but I won't blame the event for that. I was confused by the low primo count until I realized there's a formal trial, which is the more difficult version. They definitely started off pretty funny, with the cinematic between us and the dog warrior, although I'm not sure if they're supposed to vibrate this much close up. Could be my dog shit graphics, but who cares, I'm used to it. I had to retry the dog twice since my first attempt was a couple seconds over 100. The other bosses were okay, but the Fatui Trooper really pissed me off. I kept missing the parries and getting knocked back. And then I fought the Electro Hypostasis again. It was finally time for me to max the Battle Pass level. I claimed everything and realized I was 250 XP short. It's for times like this that I always have a forge queue at the blacksmith. I claim at moments like this to bridge the last missing XP requirement. I doubt I'll be using the smallest fragments, but it doesn't hurt to have more weapon XP. With that out of the way, I claim the standard pull now, totaling to 82. Now, the Dendro Hypostasis was left. I hate this boss. It's not hard and it's not even tanky, but the stupid boss keeps flying around just as I'm about to damage it. Plus, it's in Sumeru, where my trash PC keeps lagging. Another reason to hate on Sumeru, of course. I claimed another round of realm coins, friendship points, and ended the first week. The next was the Baptist boss, and now I understand why everyone hates him so much. One battle had him change his shield 3 times. And you need Dendro to break most of those shields, effectively of course. I bought the transient resin for the week and the XP books and continued with the weekly bosses. It was the usual cycle of 3. But for some interesting reason, I got a new material. I'm not sure what this actually is and why I have it all of a sudden. It's called the Anomalous Tree Marrow, but I guess I'll take it. I opened up the wishing banner to record my usual daily primo count and realized I didn't buy anything from the shop reset. In fact, I probably forgot that the shop reset at all, so I made sure to buy 5 standard fates and 5 event wishes. This effectively puts us at 87 wishes, which means with the 13 characters I plan to ascend, and all the standard pulls from leveling them up, I'll finally reach 100 by Thursday, the same day as the live stream. So yeah, I started off with the next boss, the Pyro Hypostasis. This was pretty easy. Walks around a lot, but Hydro destroys Pyro. So it's easy to destroy the shields anyway. And of course, I always somehow forget that the parametric transformer exists. So I decided to use it this week and realized you can somehow use boss materials in this. Like, who in their right mind would use a boss drop for 10 points in the parametric transformer? Doesn't seem very good. The Abyss finally reset this week. Floors 9 and 10 were nothing to talk about, but floor 11 was quite a pain. I had a flint team and I had to destroy frost flower trails, but gosh, they just kept spawning one after the other. There's 3 of these in the same chamber. So yeah, with that out of the way, I finally started floor 12. I was pretty confident this time since the bosses weren't as hard as last time. I chose Skirk for the first half and Flint for the second half, which is what I usually do, unless there's a boss that has something like cryo immunity or a requirement for pyro. The first half went pretty simple, and the second half, this thing has this really annoying left-hand robot. I have bad memories with this, especially with Arlecchino, because she kept dying back when it was in the Abyss last time. But this time, it was a breeze. Flynn's burst somehow reaches upwards and destroys the boss even if it's standing. So yeah, the next was the Abyss Lecter, which I didn't really pay attention to. Easy, cryo, what else would you expect? And then the Primo Geovishap, which was an absolute breeze with Skirk. Gosh, I suffered so much with Arlecchino last time. I mean, I was pretty bad at the rotations, but that's for another day. The second half had the Siwani. I haven't fought this boss in a very long time, and the last time I did, I used the Mubilet team, which means I couldn't do anything when it was in its immune hydro phase. This time I had Flint, so it wasn't a problem at all. And finally, in the very last chamber, it was the Watcher, the new boss, which I really didn't pay much attention to. The second half didn't go as well. Once again, I have bad memories of this boss. You need Pyro Electro to destroy these weird clone thingies, and Electro is probably the worst maps to use for the boss. Pyro is mostly recommended. It was annoying, but I still did it, and at 36 started the Abyss. At the very end of our character ascension journey, we have the Primal Geovishap and the Pyro Regispine. Just Yanfei and Amber remaining. So I made sure to defeat them. By this time of the week, I was finally done with the character ascension journey. I had just enough characters to ascend to get a total of 100 standard pulls. The last one being Amber. I tried my luck and the pulls didn't really go all that well. It took all the way until 70 pulls to even get a 5-star. And the 5-star was, of all things, the Skyward Spine. Not the worst option, but one of the worst options to get. But the point is, the Skyward Spine is still a 5-star weapon. It has its uses, and it's not as bad as the Skyward Greatsword. I'm not sure what it's called. So I decided I might as well use it for Inefa or Flint's, because it still has ER as a main stat. And then attempt a DPS test, which didn't go well with the Skyward Spine, so I swapped back to Prospector's Shovel, which is Flint's best free-to-play weapon. The results weren't exactly satisfying. Flint's premium team is expected to hit around 130,000 or 150k DPS. But for whatever reason, I was finding it very hard just to exceed 112k. That seemed to be the hard limit for me. So I decided to check the character talents. And, well, what do you know? Flims is at 199, Columbina's at 189. There's space for improvement. I could probably push the team to 120k. I'm not gonna farm artifacts anymore for a while, at least until Snitchnaya starts. So I'm focusing on things like talents, weapons, and other categories. I proceeded to do a domain for Columbina's talent materials and almost maxed it. at 1910. After almost maxing Columbina's talents, I proceeded to do the same for Flynn's. I probably have all these materials because of the extensive non-cry exploration I did. I definitely don't remember doing Flynn's talent domain of all things. So that's a really nice aspect of exploration. As for my next goal, it's probably just farming boss materials and weekly bosses every day.